wise and health wise. I mean,
It's not just got out of the shower as well.
Everybody remember to keep your
Very
voice
sweaty.
up.
Sweaty.
It's very moist already. He's been sitting next to me 45 seconds.
Moist.
That is moist.
All right, it's rolling. Who's
Oh,
Why don't you
God,
bring it
yeah,
in?
dude.
All right, this is Bryan Hanks show number 1,300, and I forgot to look the number up before we started, but it'll be, if you look above here, the title will have the number in it. It's Bryan Hanks. Oh boy, smart ass theater. Okay. It's Bryan Hanks, Brandon Ruth, Jonathan Massey.
Who are you?
Huh?
Who are you?
Basil Faulty. That's my name.
I don't know what it means, but it sounds
Nice.
good. Where's that from?
Yeah,
John
yeah.
Cleese's character on
Yeah.
Faulty Towers.
Did you ever watch Faulty Towers?
Ask him.
Well, you see, you two are the smart ones in this little
It was on
Menagerie.
PBS, and it's not like we had to go to another country to see it.
PBS. Do you watch PBS, Jonathan? Honestly, see,
not in many years.
I'm not
right?
insulting
Not
you.
even with
Yeah, a
this
little
is-
bit.
No.
It's on the
Everything's on
BBC app
streaming
now.
now.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Because Little Bear was on PBS, right? Am I wrong about this?
That might have been after me. I might have been the last parent pre-streaming.
Yeah, well, I know my daughter watches PBS, so I know that's how I know Little Bear. But I feel like it used to be on PBS.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
What's Little Bear? I don't know.
It's a children's cartoon by Maurice Sendak, and
Where they cut down Nazis down in Brazil.
I believe Jesus Christ.
But
First of
that
all,
went dark. I mean, like 180 dark there.
first of
Well,
all,
it is Monday.
First of all, they were in Argentina. Second of all,
Well, they split off.
but
Bear was
I
very successful
believe,
in Brazil. Then.
if I'm not mistaken, the lady that wrote Suzanne Collins. What was the book that got turned into a movie? Twilight, maybe. The lady that wrote those books
Mm-hmm.
was a writer on Little Bear. I just happened to see it.
I
while
did not
watching
know
the
that,
credits
Ed.
roll.
Did you know that,
I-
Ed?
So is
no
the
idea.
bear a vampire?
He might be because he's still the same age he was when the show started 25, 30 years ago.
But anyway, Faulty Towers, anytime they do these lists of the greatest sitcoms ever, it's usually in the top 3.
Yeah, we know. You used to tell us about it on the other iteration of the show.
Right, because
We
you would
still
look
watch
at me like I was making it up, and it's on all these
then.
lists.
It's not going to work now.
I agree with you. Why are you looking at me like that?
What did the attorney say about touching?
Anytime I want.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that'll help with the diet.
Anyway, thank you for watching this episode,
Looking for
whatever
it.
episode number that this is, and we've got quite the show for you. We've got our good friend right here, of course, but then we've got a quasi celebrity that's going to be joining us, John and Jonathan and Brandon.
Brandon.
Why only quasi? Why not the whole
But
Megillah?
here's what is really cool. Here's how I know her. She's really good friends with Linda.
Yes.
And dear friends with her, and she is now a published author, and we will have it when she joins us. But we've got her book here somewhere, and we're all
Is
looking
she-
around.
I mean,
Is this the author that started the support group for Linda?
Probably, yeah. So
did she write for Little Bear?
We can check.
Is she the one that started the GoFundMe to get her a divorce attorney?
God, no, none of those.
Well, Brandon's wife was supposed to be here to talk
What
about some
happened?
cool stuff, and he poisoned her. What did you
No,
do?
I don't know. I slipped or something, I guess.
Well, she has that restraining order against Jonathan, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, she wouldn't have been in this chair.
Oh, okay.
No, she would have been in this chair.
Wow.
Hey, man, I gotta.
I mean, listen. Fan of the show.
Anytime.
Okay, you got to tell her. You got to tell us. Who is her favorite one of us three? Obviously, you're her favorite.
Obviously, me.
But of us three, of the
I don't know if it's ever come up.
Well, John's probably
The only one she knows is John.
yeah, but I mean, but I'm talking about just in
Stuff
context
and that,
of the
you
show,
know,
you know.
But
Well, let's process of elimination here. Does she appreciate dark humor?
yeah,
She's
like she
she's
was
married
looking
to.
forward to being here today. Like she is
Aw.
totally bummed
Well, I
that
hate
she
that
would,
she's not
finally be able to hang out with
the cool
the
kids.
crew here.
I wouldn't go that
Because,
far.
you know, she would listen to the radio show, just the ones that I was on, but,
Mhm.
you know,
We take what we can get.
Any ratings point is better than no ratings
Any
point.
ratings point is better than no ratings
Well,
point.
well, tell them what she was going to talk about.
Yeah,
She was
please.
going to be here today to talk about Kids on Stage, the children's musical theater group out of Snow Hill. They're doing a show first weekend in May, Seussical the Musical.
Seussical.
I don't know if you're
Dr. Seuss.
contractually
Dr. Seuss.
obligated to say musical, but it does rhyme, so I'm going with it.
Okay.
Seussical the Music. Yes, all your favorite Dr. Seuss people
Mhm.
are in it. I don't think there's a person in Dr. Seuss, is there?
I don't
There's
think so.
cats and there's elephants and there's a turtle.
I feel like the once there was a person.
Oh, with the mustache.
Well, he was.
Didn't
yeah.
he have? Oh no, that was
He
the
was-
Lorax.
but
with
he
the
was the-
mustache.
he was the
It
guy
shows
with
how
the
much I know.
Lorax.
Boy, she sent the wrong guy to talk about this show. I'll tell you
Well, there was
what.
a little kid in the Christmas one, but anyway.
Yeah. Oh, they're in it too. The Who's are in the
The Who's my
show.
favorite band.
The Grinch.
The Family Guy version of Horton Hears a Who, which is Horton hears domestic violence and doesn't say anything. And it's Horton sitting there going, and you hear it in the next room over, and he's like, "There's always two sides to a story."
Oh my God.
Woo! This is some promo we're doing.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
when is this taking
Anyway,
place?
this is May 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, out at the Greene County Wellness Center, the sports complex out there. They have that big old building. Friday is 7 p.m., Saturday and Sunday are 3 p.m. starts. Tickets are $12 for adults, 10 for kids. You can get them at the door or at gckidsonstage.org, which I'm sure John will put right here below my magic finger.
We'll
And
get
it's
all
really,
four-pointed, and it's going to be all.
Yeah, it'll be. It'll be
I'll put it up top just to mess with you.
That's awesome.
But very cool. 30 kids ranging in age from 9 to 17, and for the first time in the 10-year history of Kids on Stage, it is a fully sung show. There are
Oh,
no
wow.
spoken pieces in
So,
this.
my question: all these kids are they
And,
from Greene County, or
It's a mix. It's Pitt County. I think there's a Greene or two. There's some Lenores.
well, it's in Snow Hill. I don't know.
Oh, that's cool. I just okay, behind the scenes stuff here. I love when John gets tickled, and he doesn't do it often. He really does maybe once every 3 or 4 shows. But when he does, and he lets
That's
that
why
little
there's the restraining order.
yeah, there you go. But I'm being serious.
Well,
When he lets out the
Historically, when the Prince of Darkness over here hears something about Greene County, which is his home county, I know something evil is coming. So that's what made me chortle.
did we not have a restraining order from Greene County that we're not allowed to mention that he's from there? I thought.
Well, that's when we had sponsors. We're just doing this for jollies right now,
Oh,
so they
okay.
can't stop us.
Okay, well, cool.
Now, I will say, when's the last time you've been through Snow Hill?
Not long ago, when
Have you seen the new high school they're building?
no, I haven't.
Good. You've seen it, yes. Good Lord. It's going to be one of the nicest high schools in
Yeah.
the area. It is not that shanty that I went to. I had to go for, I did a school program for the Nature Center at the intermediate school last Tuesday. Or, Tuesday. As we're recording this. Went really well, so I'm not going to say anything bad about Greene County right now. Depending on whether or not they call me to do another one.
Well, you think they would let him go back and finish high school?
They might. They might. I mean, I don't know how many credits will actually transfer over from Wilkes County.
And from 1987, oh my God.
Oh,
You realize it's almost been 40
I don't think the
years?
records go back that far.
They're on a punch card.
I thought you were going to say like on a stone tablet, you know.
That's where I was.
It was one of those Flintstone punch cards.
Yeah.
You put it in the dinosaurs.
I will say it's great that Wilkes County has literacy rates that are over single digits now.
I did not say that. That was Jonathan Massey.
Yes,
Wilkes County, we're a
The red light blinked when he smacked his hands there. Any reason for that?
Let me see.
Well,
Do it again. Just one.
Oh, it must be messing with the microphone.
Oh, okay.
It may-
Booga booga booga.
Please leave that
That's
in.
going to be fun to edit.
That is going to be fun to
very
edit.
nice, very easy.
So tell them one more time where to get tickets, since we've been yammering.
Oh, go ahead.
You go to the Greene County Wellness Center. Tickets at the door or at gckidsonstage.org somewhere. And I'm doing the best I can. We'll get Shannon here for a future show, and she
Yeah, and-
can tell you how things actually
I do
work.
remember this. So $12 for adults. So Brandon, myself, and John, $12.
Mhm.
$10 for children. Brian.
$10 for Bryan.
Take
Which
it
is
away.
good because
What about on the
you'll
senior
need,
rates?
you'll need extra money
Good
for
question.
the concession stand because there are fabulous concessions at a Kid on Stage show.
Now, I'm
And you
only-
think the show is fantastic. You got to have concessions that are on the same level as the performance.
I'm only asking for Brian's sake. Do they have stuff that's easy to chew?
I'm sure they can
Do they
liquefy
make bibs
anything.
available?
Yeah. I mean,
Adult bibs, do they have those?
If you go to the summer show when it's really hot outside, we can just melt stuff in the parking lot and scrape it.
Now,
into
what
it.
Brian really loves is if you take
A
rice
sippy
pudding
cup.
and melt a little bit of butterscotch over it.
Oh my.
Mmm.
Actually, it doesn't sound bad.
Bad at all. Anywho, okay,
That's
so
what they'll be feeding them at the homeland.
I have a public service announcement that has nothing to do with anything we've been talking about.
Uh-oh.
I was in a restaurant the other day, and the people behind me were talking to their little 4-year-old kid on speakerphone. And I don't know if you've had the joy or the pleasure of experiencing that lately, but when you have a kid on speakerphone and they're like building something with their toys, it sounds like a plane crash.
Yeah.
And
You're living it.
when we got
Put a
to the
megaphone.
restaurant, these people were like paying the waitress. They were, the cigarette was in the potato. They were done eating when we got there. And they stayed for another 40 minutes talking to that kid on the phone, on speakerphone wide open.
why?
And normally I would have said something, but I was with some people who, would have poo-pooed it. So I just sat there and tried not to have a mental breakdown. So if you or anyone go to restaurants or public places and speak to people on your speakerphone, if you're not going to stop, at least promise not to procreate and make more of you. Because it needs to stop. It's an abomination. And I think it should be a felony. And if I retire, I'm going to make it my life's work to make it a felony. So, back to you, Brian.
No, there was your public service announcement. Okay,
Dawson for House.
I would vote for him.
I mean,
Absolutely. Would you let me be your campaign manager?
Sure.
Sweet.
he's
Cool.
running he's on the speakerphone ticket.
Speakerphone ticket.
Boy,
You remember a few years ago, the guy running for president, the rent is too damn high party?
yeah, he got some traction too.
Yeah.
John would be the speakerphone is too damn loud party.
Speakerphone is too damn loud party.
Well, is that narcissism or just stupidity or a combination?
No, I found myself, as I age a little bit, an inch closer to 40, I'm finding myself getting wildly irritated with stuff like that.
Well, I was in a restaurant by myself a few months ago, and the person at the booth next to me was doing it, and I gave them a look, and they just kept right on. So I pulled up a Richard Pryor routine and cranked it up, and it was louder than his. And he looked at me, and I looked at him. So then he turned his off, and I turned mine off, and then we each went on about our meals.
Was he waiting for you in the parking lot when you got out to your car?
No,
Détente was reached.
We went to a certain a certain fish-based festival that's not far from here
right?
recently. It rhymes with bad.
Yeah.
And there was somebody in a fire truck.
You've been there.
You'll appreciate this more than most. The passenger in the fire truck was throwing out one piece of candy begrudgingly about every 30 to 40 feet. And I can't say exactly. I got a kick out of it. I thought it was hilarious seeing these kids fight over candy. But you could tell the person throwing it out was a younger person, didn't want to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't say exactly what I said because you would have to cut it, and I don't want to make more work for you.
Thank you.
But I laughed and said, this insert word here really doesn't want to insert word here. Do this.
Well, it reminds me of when he and I would be in parade for the Free Press, and we would both have a bag of candy.
He would be done about 15 feet.
By the time they hit the starter pistol, he would be out of candy 10 feet into the parade. And I would say, Brian, just throw out a couple at a time. Of course, I love to just throw out one or two pieces and make the kids fight for it. That entertained me. But he's over here getting like a shovel. And so by the time we get around the first curve, he's like, dude, can I get some of your candy? I'm like, no, you shouldn't have thrown it all out.
No untruths were spoken there.
And we would have that discussion before every parade, and it was like me talking to Brian, don't throw all your candy out. Okay.
Wait a minute, how did I sound again?
I just did it. I'm not doing it.
But I also noticed that a lot of parents repurposed the Easter baskets that they gave their children.
Yes.
So kids are out there with Easter baskets picking up candy. I was like, what are we doing here?
Well,
Also, a turkey leg is $25 at these things now.
Good Lord.
And it was terrible. It was the worst turkey leg I've ever had in my life. I could have, if you had a blindfolded me, I would have thought it was ham.
Wow. Okay, Mad Festival people, you heard the man. Get better turkey legs.
Fix your turkey.
Fix your turkey.
Fix it. Oh, and
Steroids in
I
the leg
ordered,
or something. Make them worth that money.
ordered a corn dog from Maris. And the one they gave, they wrapped it up and everything. I can get it back, and it's the color of this table.
I thought you were going to say it was an ear of corn.
If not darker. It may have been. It was burnt so bad it was beyond recognition.
Wow. Well,
You know, I mean, what are you going to do, carnies?
Okay. Have we whined enough about stuff?
I
No,
guess.
not just you. We all have. Yeah.
I guess.
Very good. Why don't we get someone who knows how to write in here? Okay, we're back, and we have seriously upgraded our.
Well, we got rid of John. That's not hard.
That's what I was trying to say. We are joined here by the very talented Venita Wright, and she is going to be telling us about Venita Wright Blake. Sorry, and we're going to be telling you about this awesome book that she has written. So it's called Unbroken Grace. A killer is watching, and he's closer than they think. I can hear like the music playing in the back of my head.
That sounds scary.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Sure, thank you for having me.
This has really been a neat, being outside your box. It's been really neat to see your process, and this is something that you had talked about. And I mean, you know, a lot of people, myself included, have talked about me writing a book. I never have, but you have. You've gone through the whole process. You've had the thoughts of doing it. You've written a book. You've got it published now, and now you're selling it. What has this road been like, just in reference to this?
It's been a journey. It has been ups and downs. It has been this process. It started in a hotel room in Maryland way back in 2019. I had just finished reading a book and I wanted to read another one, and this was before I had a Kindle, so I didn't have anything to read and I wanted to read something, and these thoughts just kind of started spinning in my mind of this story. And before I knew it, I had pulled out my phone and I was taking all these notes, and when I got back home I started writing it, and I would stop and then I would start again, and I would stop for a couple of years and I would start again. And finally my oldest daughter Sabrina said, "Mommy, can you please finish with this book by Christmas?" And I said, "Yes, I will finish this book by Christmas of last year." And the deadline came and I did not meet that deadline. And so then I told her, "Okay, I'm going to finish this by my birthday in January." And I did not meet that deadline. So then she said, "Okay, please be finished by my birthday because I really need to finish reading this book." And so I finished by her birthday in March so that she could finally read it, and she was happy. And all I had to do was go back through and make some different edits and stuff like that. And here we are.
This is awesome. Anything that surprised you about this process?
I think the biggest surprising part was that I did not on my own kind of create this. My creative process was basically just listening to the characters and just listening to the story that they told me, and I just wrote it out. And there were a couple of times that they would start telling me something and then they would stop, and then I would fill in the pieces, and then I would say, "No, this does not feel like them," so I would have to delete it all and just kind of wait to hear what the story was. So that was kind of surprising to me, to just know that even though it sounds crazy, there's these characters living in my head and they tell me what I'm supposed to write in this story, and that's what I did. So
That's awesome. Well, you know,
there's the
voices
story.
speak to John all the time.
Yes.
You know,
And they
Yes.
say, get Bryan.
so there you go.
I don't want to go down the route I went with Keith Spence, making fun of the people of Lenore
Well,
County.
we respect her.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's my point. You know, with Keith, I would say something like, "Oh, I can't believe people in North County can read. I'm from Greene County. I know we can't read over there." But What I do find really fascinating, and I don't know if you've noticed this through the process, just locally we've got so many authors just popping up now, and I think it's kind of
And talented ones, not just, yeah.
There's something about being
Well, I mean,
sort of in the
technically-
middle of nowhere.
Technically, you two are writers, but talented. Um, but no, I mean,
With a
we actually-
future.
yeah, yeah, yours is a past.
Instead of a
That's point.
past, yeah.
Thank you, Bryan.
We'll edit him out. We'll edit him out of the show.
But I mean,
Just put like a
have
blog
you,
right
is there
there.
a
Yeah.
community or an exchange of ideas with other authors in the area?
That's a good question.
I have not, but I would love to.
Take us down this road a little bit. I mean, you had the idea, you wrote it. Where are you now in the process? Obviously, it's been printed and published, but where are you now in the process?
I am actually taking notes to write a second book.
Okay.
Yes. So, and I am also starting to try and maybe look into maybe getting it into bookstores.
Okay.
So maybe trying to look into that process as well. Right now it's just available on Amazon for order on Kindle and paperback. But I would also love to be able to maybe get it into some local bookstores.
Completely new story, new people, or same characters on a new...
Same characters, basically.
They're still talking to you.
They're still talking to me.
They're plugging away.
They're plugging away.
All right.
Yes.
That's awesome. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you? I mean, I believe we've brought you up on the show before, but just tell us a little bit about Venita.
So I'm Venita Wright Blake. I am married. I have 2 daughters. I am a therapist. I have a private practice, Inspired Christian Counseling. I actually just remarried last year. My first husband passed away in 2019. And it was actually just a few months after he passed away that I started writing this story. I wasn't sleeping very well during that time, and we were at a family reunion in Maryland, and my daughters, I can see them clearly sleeping in the bed next to me, and I was just wide awake, and the story just started filtering into my head, and so I just started typing it out. I'm a member of a local church that I love dearly. I love all of the people there, and that's pretty much me. In between serving at church and being a therapist and being a mom and being a wife and writing books, so that's pretty much me.
Plenty of spare time, right?
Plenty,
Yeah.
plenty.
Are there any
yes.
other writers you can compare it to give people an idea of, what they're in for?
Ooh, that's a really good question. And I don't know the answer to that. My mind goes back to different, Christian authors that I've read, and I can't really, in my head, I just can't compare it to anybody just right off the top. I should have researched that a little bit.
Well, when you said you were in Maryland and you ran out of books, and then you started
In the
this
hotel
story,
room.
like, what is this the style that you read as well?
I have read different styles. Honestly, when I was growing up, I read a lot of Stephen King, which I know is weird to say I grew up reading Stephen King, but I did. And then I would read just other different kinds of little teenage books. I enjoy just mystery, suspense, drama. So that's what this is. It's a mystery, suspense, drama with a little bit of humor and romance woven in there. But
Perfect for John.
yes,
The romance usually sells him.
yes.
My middle name.
He has to read.
But I'm not one for all of the romance stuff, so I kept that.
Again, neither is John.
I wanted to ask,
Sure.
who inspires you? And what do you read? What did you read growing up? What do you think? Who do you think you're inspired by?
I am actually inspired a lot by the, this is might be a bit of an unknown name, but I was actually reading a book by D. Henderson, and I really enjoyed reading that book. And that was actually the book that I had finished reading when I started writing this. And I liked the way she wrote. And I liked the way she kind of had the suspense woven in there, and a little bit of romance woven in. So I appreciated her style of writing. And so I've read that book by her, and there are a couple more that I am waiting to actually read because I wanted to finish writing this one before I read any more.
Well, very good. Well, Venita, this is just so neat just to see this path that you've been on and this road that you've gone. I can't wait to see when reviews start pouring in for it, and I can't wait to read it myself. I haven't
Yes.
yet, in interest of full disclosure, but I can't wait to read it myself.
Sure.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.